Which article? Which article? We've been talking for, really since October 7th. All the conversations weren't for press. They weren't for, it was really, she wanted to understand. And then she called me up. She said, okay, can I write it up now? Hey, okay, we'll go looking for that. We'll go looking for that. Shabbos. Good Shabbos. Reini mekabel alai et mitzvat abore ve'ahavta l'reacha kamocha reacha kamocha Reini mekabel alai et mitzvat abore ve'ahavta l'reacha kamocha l'reacha kamocha yum dididum yididadadadadadada yum dididum yididadadadadadada yididum yididadadadadada Good Shabbos, everyone. Can you hear me okay? Is this volume okay? So last week, tradition says, was the yard site of the Ari, of Isaac Luria, the great mystic of 500 years ago. I have relatives who insist that we are descendants of the Ari. If you counted all the descendants of the Ari, people who claim, take it with a grain of salt. But the Ari said, we begin our prayer with these words. We must begin our prayer with these words from the center of the Torah. The center verse of the Torah, if you go from front to back and back to front, v'ahavta l'reacha kamocha, love your neighbor as yourself. It's the great hope of Judaism. It's the great hope of Torah. We can take these ideas, we can take these intentions, we can take these prayers, and even if they don't change the divine, even if they don't change the world outside, that they can change us, that they can change how we interact, how we live, how we see our neighbor. And through that, begin to create again. Reini mekabel alai et mitzvat abore. Page 3. Ve'ahavta l'reacha kamocha, l'reacha kamocha. Hareini mekabel alai et mitzvat habore ve'ahavta l'reacha kamocha, l'reacha kamocha. Let's wake up. Yum dididum yididadadadadadadada. Yum dididum yididadadadadadada. Yum dididum yididadadadadadada. Yada 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 yum dididadada. Yada yada yum dididadada. Yada yada yum dididadada. Yada yada invite everyone to turn to those next to them to welcome Shabbos, to welcome each other as the messengers of Shabbos, the Malachei HaShabbat, the angels of Shabbos. And angels in Judaism are not those who do good. They are those who cause mischief, like a great 3-year-old should. Right on cue. So we welcome Shabbos in page 6. Shalom Aleichem. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Sharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem leshalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu ni leshalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzedchem leshalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei HaSharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Hello, everybody.
Honore, can we put you on the spot? Will you light the Shabbos candles for us? It is such a treat to have you back. So we've taken a moment to take in this light. We've taken a moment for hope, for faith that somehow this light will shine out. And so there is this custom that right in that space between the lighting of the candles and the bracha, that the gates of prayer, the gates of tefillah are the most open. And so let us open our hearts to the possibility. So we bring in the light 3 times, like a contract with ourselves.
Good job.
We turn to page 8. It was the custom of the grandchildren of the refugees from Spain who carried this melody with them. It was their custom to go out just as the sun was setting on Shabbos, dressed in linen, dressed in robes of light, to greet the end of the day, to begin to build a palace in time, a palace of a different world, a palace of Shabbat. Invite us to build that palace, to commit this space, to commit this time to something different, to true rest, to renew that which in us, which is tired, which is spent, to begin again. Page 8. We sing their song. Ya la 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 lecha todi, ya la 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 likras kala, ya la 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 pnei Shabbat, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Shmo v'zachor b'dibur echad Ishmiyanu elam yuchad Adonai echad Ushmo echad L'shemo tiferet ya la 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 likras kala, ya la 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 b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Top of page 9. Likras Shabbat lechu v'necha ki hi makor habrecha mirosh mikedem nesucha sof maaseh b'machshvat tchila ya la 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 lecha dodi ya la 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 likras kala ya la 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 b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Itoreri, wake up. Itoreri ki va'orech kumi uri shidaberi kevod Adonai alaich nigla. Ya la 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 lecha dodi ya la 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 likras kala ya la 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 b'nei Shabbat nekabela. We turn towards the entrance. We turn towards Shabbos entering like a bride, like a wedding, like a moment when that which separates us, that which two becomes one. Boi v'shalom ateret bala gaham b'simcha u'tzola toch emunei am segula. Boi chala ya la 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 lecha dodi ya la 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 likras kala ya la 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 b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Ya la 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 lecha dodi ya la 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 likras kala ya la 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 b'nei Shabbat nekabela. We remain standing as we call each other to prayer, as we call each other to lives of goodness and meaning. These ancient words, shouted thousands of years ago at the temple, when the Kohen Gadol would stand up, dressed fabulously, and he would look out and say, Baruch Hu et Adonai, Hamvorach. Are we ready, friends? Are we ready?
Da 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 da
את אדוני המבורך, ברוך אדוני המבורך לעולם ועד. ברוך אדוני המבורך לעולם ועד. You may be seated. I don't know who else has struggled with panic attacks. Yeah. Helps to raise your hand, doesn't it? I think of Mari Varavim as the antidote. A panic attack are these moments when the lightest of things feels so heavy, feels so impossible. Like we've been juggling so many balls and all of a sudden one too many gets added and they all come crashing. Our sense of power, our sense of agency, our sense of self comes crashing. When even the lightest of things are too heavy to carry. And so our rabbis, the ancient rabbis, said we must every day back away. Take a moment to back so far away from our world, from our lives, from everything that feels big and heavy, from those things that are big and heavy, until everyone we know, everything we know is but a pale blue dot. To back away until we can breathe again. Back away until we can pick up those balls and juggle one more time. Let's invite us to read together on page 12 in the Hebrew, to take a cosmic perspective, a divine perspective, to breathe. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bidvaro ma'ariv aravim, b'chokhma poteach sha'arim, uvidvuna mishanei yitim, umachalif et hazmanim, umsader et hakochavim, b'mishmerotehem berakia kirtsono, borei yom v'layla, golel or mibnei choshech, v'choshech mibnei or, umavir yom umevi laila, umavdil ben yom uvein lail, Adonai tzevaot shemo, El chai v'kayam tamid imloch aleinu, leolam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai hamariv aravim. Baruch atah Adonai hamariv aravim. Page 15. The great mystic text of our people. The Zohar says that every soul has an angel. Every living being, every little thing, every blade of grass has an angel whispering in our ears. Grow. Grow, it says to us. Every group of people, every tribe, every nation, every identity, every faith has an angel whispering in our ears. Grow, it says. Grow. And if we keep backing away, the totality of it all, the totality of all that breathes and all that yearns has an angel. This, the mystics say, this is what we mean by that word Adonai. This is what we mean by God. And if we listen, we can hear the voice telling us to grow. I invite you to cover your eyes. Open your ears. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. 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 Page 16. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha v'chol nafshecha uv'chol meodecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi tzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibata bam b'shivtecha b'veitecha uv'lechtecha v'derech uv'shochbecha uv'kumecha וקשרתם להיות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפו בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם אמת. Page 18, Micha Mocha. Dr. King famously said, The moral arc of the universe is long, but it bends towards justice. I tend to think Jewish history says this is not the case. The moral arc of the universe is long, and it bends in whatever direction we bend it in. So grab hold, Michamocha tells us. Grab hold of that moral arc. Grab hold with both hands and bend it with everything you've got. Because we've only got so many days here on this planet. Let's get to bending. Yididum yidiyay-ay-oh, yay-day-day-day-do. Yididum yidiyay-ay-oh, yay-day-day-day-do. Yididum yidiyay-ay-oh, yay-day-day-day-day-day. Yididayay-oh, yay-day-day-day-do. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai. Mi kamocha neda b'kodesh. Nora tehilot osef elenora tehilot osef ele-yay-day-day-day-day. Yum tiddy-day-day-day, oh, 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 oh. Yum tiddy-day-day-day. Yiddy-dum, yiddy-ay-ay-oh. Yay-da-da-da-da-do. Yiddy-dum, yiddy-ay-ay-oh. Yay-da-da-da-da-do. Malechutecha ra'u vanecha. Bokei hayam lifnei Moshe u'Miriam. Ze Eli anu ve'amru Adonai imloch le'olam va'ed yada-da-da, yada. Yum tiddy-day-day-day, oh, 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 oh. Yum tiddy-day-day-day. Yiddy-dum, yiddy-ay-ay-oh. Yiddy-da-da-da-da-do. Yiddy-dum, yiddy-ay-ay-oh. Yiddy-da-da-da-do. V'ne'emar ki fada Adonai et Yaakov. Uga'alo meyar chazak mimenu. Baruch atah Adonai Ga'a Yisrael, Ga'a Yisrael, yada-da-da, yada. Yum tiddy-day-day-day, oh, 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 oh. Yum tiddy-day-day-day. Yiddy-dum, yiddy-ay-ay-oh. Yay-da-da-da-da-do. Yiddy-dum, yiddy-ay-ay-oh. Yay-da-da-da-da-do. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai. Mi kamocha neda b'kodesh. Nora tehilot osef elenora tehilot osef ele. Page 20, our evening prayer. Our prayer for the moments when it feels hard to see that light. Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha. Build a shelter of peace over our homes, over our city. A shelter of peace here, a shelter in Gaza, a shelter in Israel, a shelter over everyone who goes to sleep scared. Shelter for all of us. Fros aleinu sukat shlomecha. Build a shelter of peace. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leShalom, Hamidenu Shomreinu lechaim. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leShalom, Hamidenu Shomreinu lechaim. Allow us to lie and rise in peace. Shalom. Allow us to lie and rise in peace. Shalom. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leShalom, V'hamidenu Shomreinu lechaim. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leShalom, V'hamidenu Shomreinu lechaim. Ufros aleinu Sukkot, Sukkot Shlomecha. Ufros aleinu Sukkot Shlomecha. Cover over us tonight with a Sukkot Shalom, a shelter of peace for you, for those you love. A Sukkot Shalom over all creation, over all creation, over all creation. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leShalom, V'hamidenu Shomreinu lechaim. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leShalom, V'hamidenu Shomreinu lechaim. V'hamidenu Shomreinu lechaim. V'hamidenu Shomreinu lechaim. Invite everyone to rise as you are able. We call each other to prayer, to the work of building in our minds the world as it should be. And on Shabbos, we build a day of rest. Rest for us, the Torah says. Rest for our neighbor. Rest for the stranger. Rest for our pets, the Torah says. And the Torah doesn't have pets, but it says livestock. We're going to rest for the whole world. We'll enter into the Amidah, and each of us will daven quietly on our own with the words of the page or the words of our heart. The Amidah goes through page 32, and you may be seated whenever you are done with your own prayer, preceded by the Chatzi Kaddish on 22. And just to be clear, the Amidah works just as well if you sit down instead, so don't feel any pressure if your knees or back aren't feeling it. Yitkada v'yitkada shamei rabba be'alma divra chirute v'yamlich malchute b'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chayedecho be'Yisrael Bagala, bagala, uvizman kariv, v'yimeru, amen. Yehi shmei rabba mevorach, le'alam lo me'almaya, yitbarach, yitbarach, v'yishtabach, v'yipa'ar, v'yidromam, v'yidnaseh, V'yitadar, v'yitale, v'yitala, shemei dekudesha barichu, leila min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, damiran be'alma, v'yimeru. Adonai, sifatai tiftach, ufi agite ilatecha, Adonai Sifatai Tiftach Ufi Agidei Latecha Adonai Sifatai Tiftach Ufi Agidei Latecha. Well, good Shabbos, everyone. Just a few words of Torah before we say Misha Berach, before we have our prayer for healing. We find ourselves in the book of Devarim, in the book of Deuteronomy, the Parsha of Akev. Deuteronomy is different from the rest of the Torah. Deuteronomy has the sense of this cycle. We sit right on the verge, right on the edge, days away from entering into the promised land, and yet Deuteronomy is already worried about what will happen when we get too comfortable, too bougie. Deuteronomy talks about what will happen when we have iron, cutting-edge technology. What will happen when we have plenty? What will happen when we are in a land with milk and honey where we have not just enough, but when we have a surplus? What will happen when we have so much wealth and so much goodness that we look around and say, we deserve this. We built this. I built this. Deuteronomy is worried about the morality that comes from becoming middle class. And so again and again and again, it tells us, it prays, it hopes. Keep reminding yourself that you come from slaves. Keep reminding yourself that you come from degradation. Keep reminding yourself of what it was to be the least when you are comfortable, so that you understand that the brokenness in the world obligates us. So that what we have, the plenty, the excess, it obligates us. So that when we have enough and more than enough, we look around and instead of saying, I deserve this and I built this, we say, we are obligated by what we have. Deuteronomy is worried about what happens when we get comfortable, because it is the same story of life that we see cycling through. We see it in every generation, and we see it across generations. The process of degradation to liberation to degradation to liberation, again and again and again, knowing that the only way that we can break this cycle, the only way we can bend that arc in a way that keeps it bent, is to learn from our past, is to take history and turn it into memory, to take the lessons of the past that we wish others had learned and force them into the world around us today. And so with the gates of prayer opened, with our hearts opened, we say a Misha Berach. We say a prayer for healing, that we hope and we believe beyond that which is rational, that somehow, if we shift this world just enough, if we tilt this world just enough, that that which feels impossible in this moment becomes possible, that that which feels irrevocably broken becomes healable, that that which feels impossible, our kids can fix. Page 34. If you're thinking of someone, in need of healing, and if you feel comfortable sharing their name, I invite you to put up a hand or to rise or some other way that we can acknowledge you and open our hearts. Yeah, Nancy. Thinking of Charlene in Chicago. Leslie.
Rabbi Dale.
For Rabbi
Who
Dale.
I went to see this afternoon, which is why I was late.
Ah, good. For Rabbi Dale. Thinking of your sister Charlene. For Jamie. For Jamie.
I'm thinking of my brother Anthony, my stepfather Chris, my stepsister Taylor, my friends Kirsten and Dell, as well as the Kent family, and I'd also
thinking of all of them and thinking of you and thanking you for saying your own name, because sometimes it is our own name that is the hardest to say. Yeah. Thinking of Max. Thinking of Max. For Michael de Placido. Thinking of my folks. Michael, do we have names from the stream?
Yes, we're praying for Miss Rita Foster.
And so we turn to page 34 with our hearts opened by prayer. Source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Jeff Busby and Marilyn Weiss, for Susan Young and Dana Deck, Kay Newtstadt and Julie Poling, for Sherry Waxman and Katie Lewitt, for the full Chilson family and Wanda Clark, for Sarah Rachel Badmalka Esta and Tristan Morel, for Will Saul and Xavier Ernst, for Jill Hollyfield and Kathy Davenport, Heidi Garfield and Brad and Shirley Kafka, for Eileen Tamsky and Scott Epstein, for Randy St. Jean and Bill Goodfriend, for Michal Bat Zacharia Varicha, Colony Chapel and Maggie Bradford, for Drew Patchen. Mi sheberach aminotenu bekor abrecha leavotenu, souls in need of healing with refuah. The renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. We say, Baruch atah Adonai rofeh hacholim. Blessed is the source of goodness that calls us to the sacred work of healing. And we say, Amen. Invite folks to rise as you are feeling able as we turn to page 38. Begin to conclude our services with the words of Aleinu. Aleinu l'shabeach ladon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמענו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככהמונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא, שאונות השמיים ויוסר הארץ, ומושב יקרו בשמיים ממעל, ושכינתו זו בגובה מרומים. הוא אלוהינו אין עוד, אמת מלכנו אפס זולתו, ככתוב בתורתו, וידעת יום והשבות אל לבבך, כי אדוני הוא האלוהים בשמיים ממעל, ועל הארץ מתחת אין עוד. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד. You may be seated. At camp, they have this part in Aleinu where they bounce up and down like this. There's some people nodding who must have done this. And before Aleinu, they have everyone stop and figure out whether they're an up or a down for the bounce. So it's, Yael's giving the thumbs up. We gotta do it here, I figure. We'll give out cards and yeah. So we take a moment, as we do at the end of every service, to acknowledge those in our community who are mourning, to acknowledge those in our community that we have a sacred obligation to support as they walk this path of grief. And so if you're saying Kaddish right now, I invite you to rise or put up a hand or some other way that we can acknowledge you and hear the names. For your cousin Barry, of a blessed memory.
I'll sing you the song.
For Lois, for your sister, for your aunt, and for your mom, of a blessed memory. Zichronah Livracha, for Glenda. For your grandfather, for Bill, of a blessed memory.
For my
Thanks, Dan. Thank you. Yeah, Al. Have a blessed, blessed memory.
my friend Mayor Early that I went to Webster College with right after they invented paper.
Michael, do we have names from the stream?
Yes, we're remembering Judith, Ellie Travlu-Dubinsky, and I'm remembering my grandmother, Susan Koppelman.
And for Ann Kushner and Charlotte Mibelet. For Gabriel Isaac Weil and Marilyn Bierman. For Mindy Kaiser and Nathan Kessler. For Pearl Chazan and Roy Bigelow. For Susan Merrick and Aladar Gentry. For John Shifter and Eleanor Gelman. For Eileen Joseph and Judith Slatopolsky. For Patricia Mizarani. For Sandra Rosen and Simon Klein. For Wendy Whittington and Bev Roden. For Gerhard Ansbach and Harry Kargas. For Jacob Londi and Lenora Gromlich. For Maria Castro de Navarro and Marlene Einstein. for Oscar Rosenberg and Stephen Strauss, Joshua Jacobs, for Lawrence Kogan and Sam Rosenblum, for Evelyn Sherman, for Joan Butcher and Joan Zucker, for Isidore Rosenblum and Jody Rich, for Mark Shapiro, for Dorothy Reiches and Jesse Kramer and Rosalind Aronson, for Teddy Friedman, and for those we've lost this year, for Bradley Rowe and Alan Palmer, for Steve Randall, Rabbi Randy's stepfather, for Phyllis Kidder, for Stan Edelstein and Bud Levin, for John Palazzolo and Ava Cooper, for Carol Portman and Sharon Hollander, for Lizzie Wolfe and Bunny Shopper, for Emmanuel Binder and Vivian Eveloff, for Molly Ann Portman, Gerald Siegel, and for Sammy Schaas, whose laugh I can still hear if I listen, for Jill Petzel, Carl Smith, for Bette Miller and Sherry Fox, for all of these names, for all of these lives, for all of these worlds. I invite everyone to rise as you are able, as we stand shoulder to shoulder with our mourners. Page 41. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah, be'alma divra chirute v'yamlich malchute, b'chayechon uv'yomechon, uv'chaye dechol beit Yisrael, b'agala uv'izman kariv v'imru, amen. Yehe shmei rabbam v'rach le'olam olmei almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitba'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, V'yitadar, v'yitalev, v'yitalal, shemei dekudisha b'richu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tush b'chata v'nechamata, damiran be'alma v'imru. Amen. Yehe shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Oseh shalom b'bramav, huya aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yalko Yoshvei Tevel, Vimru. Amen.
Oh, say shalom mimromav.
You may be seated.
Uya say shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru ve'imru. Amen. Say shalom, ya say shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Ya say shalom, ya say shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael.
Zichronam livracha, may the memories of all of those that we miss, all of those that we mourn for, be a blessing in our lives, and we say, Amen. So just a few quick announcements. The first is High Holy Day registration, oh my God, is open. You can register online or find Yael in the back or Becky out, or Carly out there to help you register. And we'd love to see you and your friends and your family at the Chagim. Trays for Erev Rosh Hashanah. So this is a long CRC custom that we put out trays and people magically bring them back filled with sweets and baked goods that we put out for Rosh Hashanah. So if you'd like to bake something, please take a tray and bring it back filled with sweets, which sounds kind of miraculous, actually. CRC Men's Group. This is a new group that is gathering 6 p.m. on the 18th. I believe that's this Monday, at Bud's Pizza on Kings Highway. And I love this description here. It says, all men and those okay with being referred to as men are welcome to participate in this group. None of the binaries, we don't exactly. Volunteering for tornado relief is not happening right now. Stay tuned as we're looking for a new place for that. Torah from Scratch is back at noon on Thursdays. Feel free to join us, even if you've never been there. We meet in the library. It's a blast. Bring your lunch. Torah from Scratch. Let's see, what else? Oh, new member brunch is a week from tomorrow, Saturday, August 23rd. If you are a new member or thinking about becoming a new member, this is one of the oldest traditions at CRC. That before someone joins, before folks can join, we ask everyone to gather and we explain about how we are intentionally a little different than other synagogues. So make sure you know what you're getting in for if you're joining this place. And unfortunately, I will not be there because I am going to be at the 55th Camp Sabra reunion. But have fun without me. And finally, CRC is going to see The Wanderers at the New Jewish Theater on Saturday, the 20th of September. Be in touch with Dan Wolfsey about going, or if you need that contact information, talk to Yael. Any crowdsourced announcements? Okay. Well, oh yeah, Lisa. 60th. Yeah, Mel and Barb are having their 60th wedding celebration here tomorrow. So join us for Shabbat morning to celebrate the two of them. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Okay, a special welcome back. We've got some faces that we've missed for a while that are back, and it is a special thing to have you in this room and to be together for Shabbos. It was not the same without you all. So let's give each other a blessing. Yivirechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha.
May the peace and joy and love we've shared in this service follow you through the entire week, and folks, spread it around.
Yair Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka. May we take some of the light from these candles. They're both still burning over there. Take it into the places within us that need it and spread it out into this world that needs it. Yis Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. Rabbi? Amen.
Amen.
Shabbat shalom, everyone.
This was heaven.
That was really nice.
Heaven.
It was really nice.
We have to do this more, just us.
Adon Olam, Hashem Allah, B'terem kol yitzir nivra, Li'ed nasa b'chefzo kol, Azai melech shemo nikra, Shemo nikra. לא להכבירה, בלי ראשית, בלי תכלית, ולא העוז והמזרח. והוא אלי וחגורלי וצוחק לי בעת צרה, והוא ניסי ומנוס לי מנת חוסי ביום